I was a little confused at first, and I guess she said that was a good thing.
Has he clicked on the town center yet? The real one?
Yeah, he built villagers.
It's frustrating. Part of the designer's job is to take feedback from people. Almost always that feedback is bad.
The AI beat him. He was playing on a moderate difficulty level, and I think he was a little surprised to lose, but he did good.
One of the things, they were doing user feedback, and they saw a picture of a samurai, and everybody just got really excited, and so they told me to spend as much time as I wanted on that one unit just to make it as cool as possible.
I had a number of missions, and one of them was to do the several home city buildings. And I'd say about the third one that I worked on was a harbor. And on the front of it, fairly sizable, the name of the harbor was Jake's Harbor, which happens to be my son's name. And, I put it in there, it looked like it was, just hand-painted, weathered, chipped and everything else. And it didn't quite get under the big art chief's radar. And he said that it looked a little bit too modern, a little bit too marketing-like or whatever, so I had to alter it up a little bit and stuff, but it's still in there somewhere, so, yeah.
I'm not aware of any secret things in the game, but that's usually the province of our artists, because they're the ones making the objects, the things you see, and they can sneak little things in there. Well, we won't know about many of those, or any of those, maybe until after the game's published. I can give you an example. Like in Age 1, we had this unit called the Catapult that walked around in the big arm and threw rocks. And I didn't know this till years later, that they had license plates on the back of them. So here's an ancient, Assyrian or object from 3,000 years ago and had a license plate on the back. You couldn't see it until it was driving away from it, but little things like that. I mean, it wouldn't be unusual to see a hot rod pop up in Age of Empires 3 if you hit the right buttons, or a motorcycle or something like that. One of our artists has a Humvee now. Maybe there'll be a Humvee in the game.
When we very first started talking about doing Age of Empires 3, it just seemed to kind of want a big orchestral score, and that's something that we haven't done for a full game before. It was a challenge to even make the decision. Let's commit ourselves to doing this, big chunk of work like this. But it's what the game wanted to hear.
Music is very personal. Creating it and being a part of it, and attaching that to a product is a challenge.
The process generally starts with sitting at the keyboard and, with this tape recorder, sketching out ideas. Scoring for a game is different than working on something like TV or movies, because you don't know what the timeline is going to be. In a movie or a television show, you have a point A and a point B, and it's going to be a linear path to get there. With a game, who knows what the player is going to do. We
recorded in Studio X, which is a well-known studio in downtown Seattle.
In my job, there's nothing better than that day in the studio, sitting down and hearing all of those great players knock out the piece of music that I did on this little tape recorder.